What's up, guys? Welcome back to Behind the Thrones, where we talk about all things Westeros. I'm your host, Kegan Schell, and today we're going to talk about one of the oldest traditions in the Seven Kingdoms, bread and salt. Bread and salt is the physical manifestation of the guest right, which basically means that when someone comes into your home and partakes of your bread and salt, they are under your protection. You can do them no harm. It is a vile sin against gods and men to break this rule. And a heinous example of this is the Red Wedding. Capital A douchebag Walder Frey brings the Starks into his home and utterly annihilates them. Not only is that a douchebag move to begin with, he stabs a pregnant woman and the baby, kills the king, and then cuts his mother's throat while slaughtering the army on the outside. It's bad juju, but I digress. Let's talk about how you make this bread. It's really your basic egg bread, like any kind of challah or brioche. It's going to be yeast, flour, salt, sugar, eggs, butter, the basics. Mix them all together into a cohesive mass, and then knead for anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes, just until your dough is elastic and smooth. Then cover it up, put it in a warm corner and forget about it for about 2 hours or until it's doubled in volume. This is what's going to give our bread some nice size and real sustenance. Then what you're going to do is punch down to force the air bubbles out of the bread. This makes it so we don't have any wide pockets in our finished product. Divide this into 3 balls, make them into ropes, and braid them together for this kind of design you've got here. Tuck in the ends, and then to create this little divot, what you're going to do is oil up an egg and slip it into the middle before you bake it at 350 for about an hour or until it's golden brown. Once it's done, pull out the egg, and you fill the divot with salt. And kind of how you eat it is you pull a piece off and you dip it into the salt. It tastes kind of like a warm pretzel, actually. Now, getting back into the concept of the guest right, I'm going to tell you guys an old westerosi kind of story that the mothers tell their kids to really reinforce why you shouldn't break this sacred law. It's the story of the rat cook. An old Andal king once visited the Night Fort, where the chef had an old offense kind of with the king. To take revenge, in the night, the chef killed the king's son, kind of chopped him up and put him into a pie that he then served to the king, who liked the taste of his own son so much he asked for a second slice. Now, for penance for his crimes, the gods turned the chef into a rat, hence rat cook. But not because he murdered the king's son, and not even because he fed him to his father, but because he killed a guest under his roof. He broke the most sacred laws of the gods, and that's how he's going to pay for it. Now, for an authentic bread and salt recipe, you guys should head on over to inatthecrossroads.com, where Chelsea and Sarianne have some awesome, authentic medieval recipes inspired by Game of Thrones. Thank you guys so much again for joining us today on Behind the Thrones. I'm your host, Kegan Schell, and we'll see you next time. For more Behind the Thrones, check us out at theStreamtv, follow us on Twitter, and don't forget to join the conversation at winteriscoming.net.